All right, fellas, we have a special guest on here tonight from my local hometown in Syracuse, New York. Played for my rival high school in CNS. 9-year NFL career with the Oakland Raiders, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Arizona Cardinals. Played at UCONN. Has the longest return yards for 99 yards. Please welcome Tyvon Branch. Tyvon, welcome to the show, brother.
What's going on, brother? What's going on? How y'all doing, man?
Great. Appreciate you being on here, man. Always love to see someone from Syracuse do well and go to the league and everything. I remember seeing you in high school. I was like, damn, this dude's going to be cold.
Oh, man. Appreciate that.
So, you do a lot of work in our hometown with the community. Can you speak on that a little bit? And I see you do clinics every single year, and you're always giving back, and I love seeing that. So can you speak on that a little bit?
Oh, yeah, man. We got a good team out there in Syracuse, man. You know, Mike Poirier. He's an intricate part of what we do out there. He pretty much runs everything. You know, we've been teaming up with Devendorf a lot lately. Our foundations, and then my mom. Big shout out to my mom. She runs the coat drive for us every year. We're trying to get it back going this year. We stopped during COVID, but we're trying to get it back going this year. Depending on how she feels, you know, she's a little under the weather right now. But yeah, man, we got a lot of good stuff that we cook up out there, man. You know. Me, Latavius Murray, Jo-Lonn Dunbar, Mike Hart. You know, we teamed up a while ago. We started the camp. We run every year. You know, so we got a lot of good stuff up there, man.
You missed the cold at all?
Sorry?
You missed the cold at all?
Not even a little bit, man.
I moved to Florida right after college, and I was like, I'm not going back.
You know, I was down in Florida for a minute, man. You know, I still got a house down there. I love it down there.
Oh, nice.
Whereabouts?
Boynton Beach. Like up by Delray Beach and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm in Miami. I'm over in like Kendall area.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, it's nice down there.
Yeah, it's real nice.
Growing up in Syracuse, it's two major New York cities over, but it's still kind of Bills country. So I kind of wanted to know, growing up, were you a Bills fan, and what was your experiences of growing up in Bills country, whether you were a fan or not?
Man, you want to hear something crazy? I grew up a Cowboys fan. My older brother was a huge Cowboys. Yeah. My older brother was a huge Cowboys fan, and he always made me watch them, and that's kind of who I grew up rooting for. But you know, I'm always home team, man. So if the Bills doing well, you know, I always feel good about that.
So yeah, actually, to piggyback off of Mike's question, I always wondered, like, with you being a Cowboys fan, how did it feel the first time when you had to play the Cowboys? And you're like, man, I dreamed of playing on this team, not at the ops.
Man, I know it's crazy, man, because you kind of root for them still a little bit, you know. But you know, the longer I played, though, the less I rooted for them, and then now I don't even root for teams anymore. You know, I just root for the guys I know and hope that they do well, you know. But it is a crazy experience. Like, the first time you step in there, I don't know if you've ever been to the Cowboys Stadium, but it is amazing, first of all. And then the atmosphere, the crowd, it was a dope experience for sure.
Got you.
All right, so at some point, I guess, in your life, there had to be the idea of, I guess, I don't know if you ever played two ways, but was there a point in life when you knew for sure you wanted to knock heads off and not be on the offensive side of the football, and what made you realize that, and when did that happen?
It kind of happened by default, though, because I always wanted to score touchdowns. Everybody wants to score touchdowns.
Yeah.
And so when I got my scholarship to UConn, it was like, you know, we kind of envisioned you as a defensive player, like in the safety or corner position. So I was like, all right, you know, I could do that. And so when I got there, that's kind of how it all transitioned. I thought I was going to be able to play both ways, but obviously it doesn't work like that at that level unless you like this elite guy. So, you know, I had to work my way into a role on defense, and then, you know, I was content with that.
Yeah. But did you have moments like growing up where like you figured like I kind of like this, like as much as I want to score touchdowns, like I kind of like being on this side of the ball too? Are there moments in games where like it just gave you that rush where you're like, I could do this too?
Yeah, I was just always.
I imagine you went two ways, right, in high school?
Yeah, I was always just ultra competitive, man. So, you know, whether it was breaking a tackle or making a tackle, I wanted to do both. You know what I mean? So it never was really one or the other. I never really liked one more than the other. I kind of just wanted to do both.
Yeah, and speaking on that, I mean, you know, being that I was a few years younger than you, growing up, I mean, you went to school when my sister went, but she went to Liverpool. I remember hearing about you and then like Greg Paulus and all them guys when going out, Mike Hart going out of Michigan and everything. Like y'all were like, I was like, I want to do that. I want to be that. Like
we had
Liverpool and everything.
We had a good run up there, man. We had a lot of good players up there, man. So, a lot of the young guys are starting to come around though, especially for basketball and stuff. We starting to do all right up there, man.
Yeah, we got Starling back from Notre Dame, thank God.
But
that's my question is like, was Syracuse on the radar when you were getting recruited?
Oh,
you want to hear something crazy? Like I did want to go to Syracuse. You know, I was a huge Donovan McNabb fan. It kind of was like that was my goal in life. You know what I mean? To get a scholarship from Syracuse, and then during the recruiting process, you know, they really wasn't trying to offer me until I committed to UConn, and then it kind of was like, you know, I was already in too deep.
Yeah. I just saw a highlight of you. I was just watching. I went on your Twitter and I saw the highlight back in I think it was 2008 when you broke the 98-yard touchdown. Can you take us through that? That.
That was cool, man. That's what I'm saying. Like I didn't get the chance to play running back in college, but I got the chance to touch the ball. So, I think what game was that? Was that the Rutgers game or the Akron game?
That was the Rutgers game.
I think Rutgers.
Oh man, that game was crazy, man. The atmosphere in the stadium was crazy. We was ranked. Rutgers was balling. That's when Ray Rice was running the ball out of control.
Yeah, it was nuts.
So you know, I had a real good game that game, man. I think I had set like a Big East record for return yards or something that game.
Yep.
So it was a good night, man. And to score in that atmosphere, you know, to have everybody in the stadium going wild, it was dope, man. It was a dope experience.
You mentioned you ended up picking UConn. What led to you picking UConn? Why did you decide to go there? And were there other schools? What other schools were looking at you?
I picked UConn because on my visit, I met my best friend Darius Butler. Me and him still best friends to this day. You know, I just kind of hit it off with all the players, and I kind of liked where UConn was heading. You know, the year I came in was the first year we was going to the Big East. So it was like I felt like all the stars was aligning for me to have a chance to play and play in a big program. And at the time, UConn was my biggest offer. I was kind of like, you know, they jumped on first and they see something in me. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna ride with them. And I almost went to, believe it or not, I almost went to Albany, the University of Albany, because they was gonna let me play both ways. So that was almost my move, but yeah, I ended up at UConn, man.
Is the DB hat? Is that for Darius Butler? Is that? Like,
yeah, that's my dog, man. Shout out to DB, man.
Got you. Okay, no, I like that. I was feeling it. So you were saying like how the environment was real hype, or when you did the Rutgers game. I'm always curious of what artists or who did you listen to get hyped before games? Like, what was your go-to?
In college or the league?
Both. Yeah, curious both actually.
Well, obviously, my favorite rapper of all time is Sean Maggs. Shout out to the little bro.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Syracuse John.
So I was always listening to something by him, and then in the league, my oh man, y'all gonna laugh at me, but my go-to song was "Mr. Rager" by Kid Cudi.
Okay.
I don't know what it was, but
that beat in the beginning is good though.
yeah. I know, so it was just one of those songs that got me going, man. And then so that was like my hype song for a while, but it just was whatever songs was popping at the time. I just, you know, throw it on and get hype and go out there and make plays.
All right, so since we're on the whole college experience thing, tell me what it was like walking into a college environment where the benchmark was set by a women's basketball team. What was that like?
Oh, man. Don't do us like that, man. Hey, the men's team was good, too. At the time.
It was nice.
I
think the women are coming off of like almost 4 national championships in a row or something, right?
Yeah, so when I got there, they had just won men and women's. Emeka Okafor, Ben Gordon and them, and then Diana Taurasi and all of them. Yeah. So they was coming off the double whammy. So it was, I mean, I don't think they won at all when I was there though. That's
no,
the crazy
I don't think
thing.
either one. I don't think they won, and that's fine. Yep.
Yeah. So, but they were still good. You know, they used to have Gamble Pavilion jumping, man, and it was definitely a dope experience, man. And then to see those guys in person, They look like mutants, man. You see these big old dudes. Have you ever seen Hashim Thabit in person? He like
Oh my God.
7'3". It's crazy. You look like a mutant, man.
I swore he was going to be good. I just got to put that out there. I swore Thabit was going to be good.
Those big men are always such a gamble. Man.
You just never know, man. You gotta the NBA, just like the NFL, it's all about going into the right system,
right?
You know, and if they want to spend the time to develop you, you know what I mean? It's a microwave league. You got to give instant results.
You're going to Oakland, and again drafted by Oakland in the 4th round. Take us through that experience, and who was like your biggest mentor when you got there?
Yeah, when I got there, well, on the phone when they drafted me, they immediately told me, "You're coming here to play safety." You know what I mean? So the corner was out the window immediately. And then, when I got there, I had a lot of great guys, man. We had Nnamdi Asomugha, D'Angelo Hall, Michael Huff. We had all the top of the line DBs. Right. Man. I think we had the highest paid DB room in the NFL at the time. Jabril Wilson was there. Wilson. Yeah, he won the Super Bowl with the Giants. So it was a lot of good guys there, man. And D Hall and Michael Huff kind of took me under their wings. And Michael Huff still like a big brother to me to this day. So awesome. Me and him chop it up all the time. Shout out to him. Shout out to UT too, because he coaching up at Texas and they balling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're doing well.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Did you play with Woodson or no? I thought you played a couple of years with him.
Yeah, I played with C Wood. He came later in my time out there in Oakland. I think he came. I was in like year 6 or 7.
Okay.
But yeah, shout out to C Wood too. That dude is. You want to talk about a great football mind, man? That dude is crazy, man. The plays he make and the way he does it, like, shout out to him, man. That's why he's one of the best of all time, you know?
You can see how he talks about the game too, man. The way he talks about the game is like his mind is on a different level.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, when you see him on the desk, you feel like he want to go out there and put the pads on when he's talking about Michigan. He's like, let's go, I got this.
The crazy thing about him too, man, he had the crazy football mind, but he had all the physical attributes. He was explosive. He can make all the plays, man. So he had the combo, man, and that's why he's HOF.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Your rookie year was the for some Raiders fans infamous Lane Kiffin beginning the start to the season. So take us through kind of from the locker room, from a player perspective. What was that time like? That was so like, because it always seems so like tumultuous between him and Al Davis.
We didn't really see that side of it, you know. Whatever they had going on was going on behind closed doors. But Lane Kiffin was he was a player's coach, man. He got you in there, you got your work done, he got you out of there. And I felt like he had us going in the right direction, but it wasn't the direction that Al wanted it going in, you know what I mean? So but he was a good coach, man. I thought he was a good coach. He's still doing well, obviously, coaching in the college level. So
yeah. For sure.
That goes to show he knew something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I was watching your highlights, and there was one particular one that caught my attention. I'm gonna try to say his name right. It was when you tackled that big dude, Brandon Monty Uni, however you pronounce it.
Yeah. On the Chargers, right?
Yeah,
tight end for the Chargers.
Yeah, on the Chargers. When you tackled.
That was a big dude, man. And I caught him when he wasn't looking, but you know what I mean. That's the secret.
You think he was the hardest player you ever had to tackle, like in your career?
Oh, nah.
Or who you think was the hardest?
Where you want me to start, man? Adrian Peterson, Darren Sproles. I don't know why I could. He was tough for me, man. He was just so little, man.
I'm about to say something.
Darren Sproles. The Jets used to have a running back named Sean Green.
Yep. Oh, I remember Sean Green.
Yeah, I remember him.
And for some reason, every time I hit that dude, I was like, yeah, that's a heavy dude, man. Him. It's the list goes on forever, man. It's so many. It's the league, you know what I mean? Everybody's good, so it's a lot of good players, man.
Did you ever tackle Brandon Jacobs?
Oh yeah. We played against Brandon Jacobs. We played against them down in New York one year.
Mm-hmm.
He was tough. He was tough too. Yeah, he was a big heavy running back.
Big dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of the 3 teams you played for, tell us which locker room for you was the one you figured like this makes me really want to be here, and tell us what makes a locker room make a player feel that way.
I think Oakland was like, you know what I mean? But I was out there for so long. That was like the majority of my career. So,
Yeah.
Right.
you know, I mean, I went from the young pup to the OG in the locker room.
Yeah.
So I got to grow out there, you know what I mean? So it's a little different. But Kansas City, you know, the culture out there was winning, you know what I mean? Like that's all they cared about was winning football. So and then the Cardinals, when I got there, I was already the OG, but I kind of got out there and made a lot of friendships, and you know, I vibe real good with a lot of guys. So I mean, every locker room was cool. It's the league, so you ain't gonna really have too many.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody check their ego in the locker room. They might have an ego with the coaches or something, but in the locker room, you know what I mean? Anything goes.
What was the honey badger out there when you were in Arizona?
Yeah. Shout out to my dog, man.
Was that kind of like you kind of took him under your wing in a sense? Like was he a youngin like when you were there, or he was kind of already established at that point?
He was already established. When I got out there, they made him the highest paid safety in the league when I got out there. So he was already well established when I got there.
Nice.
You were like, let me get a little bit of that.
let me hold something.
What now? One more thing that could you still at that point in your career were you still open to saying like I could still learn from someone like that? Yeah.
And you never stop learning. You know what I mean? That goes in every field. You know what I mean? You always can learn something new. And it's surprising, like some of the guys you learn from. You know what I mean? I remember when I was in Oakland, we had a young dude named TJ Carey come in, and he was doing stuff before practice, and I'm like, man, he was like doing all ankle mobility stuff, and I'm like, he had me out there doing it with him. So I took that and ran with it. So it was a lot of stuff that you surprised who you learn things from for sure. Everybody come in and they all had their own different coaching, and they kind of take what worked and brought it to the field, and you kind of take it from them. You know what I mean? So you always learning something.
Nice.
What's different from the league from when you were in it to now? It just seems like the league keeps evolutionizing. The guys are getting bigger, faster, stronger.
Yeah.
Like levels. Do you see that?
Yeah, for sure. Look at the linebackers and stuff now. They're like 220, 230. You know what I mean? That used to be the safety size back in the day. So, you know, the days of the big downhill players is over. You got to be able to cover. You got to be able to make plays in space. The big hitting is out of the league now. So, like, you know, a lot of guys made their claim to fame with big hits. So, you know, all that is out the league now. And now it's all about covering and stopping the pass game.
Just looking at the hits that are, I mean, we talk about it all the time, is that, you know, there's not really somewhere to hit now. It's like, I don't know if you saw the play on Nick Chubb the other night, and, you know, everyone's criticizing Minka, and it's like he has nowhere to go at this point.
Yeah.
You know, do you feel like that would be a tough transition for you, and especially the vets that were so used to hitting at a high level like they were?
Yeah, you know, when you see hits like that, you know the guy's not coming with ill intent. You know what I mean? It just happens to be a freak play because, you know, we all competitive, but we don't really want to hurt nobody. You might say, oh, I want to mess this guy up or something like that, but you don't really want to hurt nobody. You know what I mean? I know from experience that, like, you know, after you hurt somebody, you kind of feel messed up about it afterwards. So to see stuff like that, it's really no target, man. You know, if you're aiming at a guy, if you're hitting a guy in his midsection, it's a good chance he's probably gonna break that tackle. You know what I mean? So it's kind of one of those things, like, you damned if you do, damned if you don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like I was taught growing up, and I know you were too. It's like head to ball, shoulder to chest, and it's like that's what I was always taught. So like for me, it'd be like hard to kind of get that transition back into hitting. So that's why I was just wondering, like, you know, because Minka, you know, is a great player, and, you know, he's just trying to make a play on the ball. I don't even think he was trying to ill intent. So I appreciate you clarifying that and everything.
Yeah, for sure.
So with all the teams you played on over the course of your career, who's one player that you played with that no one will ever realize was as good as they were?
Ooh, good question. I played with some good football players, man.
You did too.
I'm trying to think of one that would stand out. You talking about pro or college?
Either.
I we could start with college. We had a guy named Larry Taylor.
Okay.
He was like a return specialist. This dude was unreal. He was unreal. And then Jasper Howard, man, he was on trajectory to be a great football player, man. And his life got cut short. Rest in peace to him, man.
Yeah.
Then in the league, let me think. I don't know, man. I played with so many good players that probably fly under the radar. We had a running back, Tyvon Jones.
Mm.
And I think if he would have ever got a chance to be a running back in the league, he could have been a star. Because this kid, he was so elusive and so fast. He's still in the league now. He's playing for the Giants. He's a core special teamer.
Mm-hmm.
But when he got the ball in his hands, man, we used to see it in practice and preseason. I used to be like, man, if he ever get a shot to actually play running back, he could have been a star, man. Dang, I'm trying to think. That's a great question. I wish y'all had prepped me with that question.
We can come back to it. You
can think about it. And if you think of somebody, just
that's funny because I actually had the same. I had that question as one of mine too. I'm always curious to that. But speaking of teammates, I've seen you have some dance moves on some of like your sacks, some of your returns. I'm like, oh shoot, dude got a couple moves out there. But
I wouldn't necessarily say I'm proud of those moments. Man.
The little beat cooking and all that out there.
Yeah.
But of all your like teammates through years, who was like the guy who was always like singing in the locker room or dancing? That was like, oh, this guy.
I was always that guy.
Yeah.
It was who?
I said it was always me.
It was you, okay.
Yeah.
It was always like, who's singing and dancing?
Singing for sure. I didn't really dance as much, but singing for sure. We had a kid named Johnny Lee Higgins when I was in Oakland, and he was a real character, man.
Nice.
He was a funny dude. I played with a lot of funny dudes. Trying to think of the most dancingest dude. I don't know. Huff used to try to dance, but he was terrible. I don't know, man. Dancers, I don't know. It was always me singing and stuff, though.
Nice.
Okay.
Keeping it light.
All right, so
I'm one of those people. Listen, I'm one of those people. I really enjoy playing football.
Yeah.
Like a lot of guys do it because the perks that come with it, and obviously the money, the lifestyle, and all that. But I genuinely loved playing football, and my agent used to tell me like, "You're gonna have a hard time when it's done because you love playing the game too much, man." And so like I always try to keep football fun and keep it light. Serious when I had to be, but
right.
we was playing the game, man, and it was fun. So I enjoyed it.
Bro, I feel one of the telling signs of life is if you're singing while you're doing it. Like every time I'm out surfing, I'm singing. People are in conversation, I'm singing to myself, just patting the water. And it's like, man, this is why I love to be. I think that's one of the most telling signs you love where you are right now when you feel that joy come out in song. So you got the keys right now. You're a GM. You got one defensive player that's going to make your team the best team in the NFL. I knew you were going to say it. I was like, you're a Cowboys fan. Hands down, like nobody else off the board right away. You're not even thinking about it.
Him, Myles Garrett. If I'm going secondary, Patrick Surtain. I think he's the real deal.
Okay.
You
think Sauce is too hyped, or you think he's a real deal?
I think Sauce is. I mean, at that level, if you too hyped, you doing something right. So like, you can't be too hyped in the league.
Yeah.
It's a lot of good football players right now. Fred Warner, I think he's one of the best inside linebackers. It's a lot of good players, man.
The entire San Francisco 49ers defensive line.
You pick your poison out there. Either one of the Bosa brothers.
Oh yeah, those are elite.
TJ Watt, Aaron Donald. I mean, you can't. There's a lot of good. Aaron Donald on obviously on the tail end of his dominance, but prime Aaron Donald. I don't.
Yeah, I think there's very few players that have won a Super Bowl from that side of the ball. I could say LT was one. You could say he's another, right? So that doesn't happen that often.
Von Miller single-handedly won the Super Bowl.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Poor Cam Newton. We've had this conversation many a times about each other.
I was so hyped for that because I wanted Cam to get his. I've been a Cam Newton fan since Auburn. I was like, I want him to get his, and then I saw that game. I was like, oh.
Oh no.
Welcome, Von Miller.
That was special. Watching that was special.
Oh man, that was incredible.
Yeah.
Now looking at, there was a question that was asked to Derrick Henry, and I have this 2-part question. So, what do you think about what Derrick Henry's doing as a running back, just like throwing these DBs all over the place?
That's another guy that's a mutant because he can run you over and then run right past you. Like, his size and his speed and explosiveness is ridiculous, bro. And you see him pulling away from DBs that are fast. So like, he's a special talent for sure.
Yeah, he's going to like other gears as you see him.
Yeah, absolutely. And then them strides he hit, man, he be out of there.
So he was asked a question on Busting with the Boys about the worst team in the NFL playing the best team in college. So at the time, it was Alabama. Do you think that Alabama team could compete, and at the time it was the Houston Texans, could compete with the guys on the NFL side? Like the Alabama team compete?
40-point blowout, easy.
Yeah. Okay. So he said the same answer. He said not even close.
Yeah. It wouldn't even be close. And the crazy thing is, the worst team in the NFL could beat the best team in the NFL on any given Sunday. So it is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it happened last week to your Cowboys, right?
Oh yeah.
To your former team.
You know what? The Cardinals don't look as bad as everybody thought they were going to look. Though.
They don't. Not with Dobbs. Dobbs, I said he's leading the way.
He's managing very nicely.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing good, man.
People forgot how good James Conner is a very reliable running back. He's going to get you his. He's going to get his no matter what. So.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I thought they were taking for Caleb. I was shocked.
Yeah, no, same here.
Knew Caleb Williams was going there.
Listen, one thing I know about the league, like the GMs and the coaches might have their own thing going, but the players is not tanking. We going out there every week to try to get a win.
Yeah. Is it tough being like when you know the season is not going your way? Is it tough to kind of just like, damn, it's like, you're pushing it. It's hard, like you just said, you're pushing it for a win every single week, and it's just like you're coming up short or stuff like that. Does it ever weigh on you over time?
Absolutely.
Over the 16 games?
Absolutely. I dealt with that a lot in my career, so absolutely. And, after a loss, your shoulders hurt a little more, your knees hurt a little more. You win, everything starts feeling good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely winning cures all, man. So, if you're winning, life is good, your body feel good, the food tastes a little better in the facility. Everything is just a little better when you're winning.
You know he's going to stumble.
Greatest basketball player of all time.
Oh.
Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Diana Taurasi.
Oh, I know who you say.
Breanna Stewart.
And this is who your thought is?
That we have to see who you would choose, right? We have to guess yours.
This is just the facts of the facts.
Who's the best?
Who's the best?
Oh, okay. So you said Kobe, right?
No, he said LeBron, Jordan, Diana, and Breanna.
Or Breanna.
Yeah.
Oof.
I got to meet Diana at the 2016 Olympics, and I was such a groupie fan. I was like, so nice to meet you, Lady Diana, Lady Di. Like, to me, Diana Taurasi was she's one of a kind, man. She's unbelievable, and she's maintained her level of play throughout her entire career, which is most astounding to me. That she'll still go out there and dominate.
Man, when I was at UConn, we used to play against the women all the time, like the football players, and. Man, these girls play basketball, bro. Like, it ain't like you see why they winning championships all the time, like, and going on crazy win streaks. Them girls can play, man.
What was the next journey after next chapter for you after football? Like, I know you said football, you couldn't imagine not playing it. Now that you're retired from it, what's next for you? Like, what's the next chapter for Tyvon here?
Man,
I see you living in sunny California.
I had me 2 beautiful children, man.
That's amazing.
And I get to spend a lot of time with them, and they just starting school, so I'm just soaking up all the time I can with them. Obviously I started some companies and I made some investments and I got that part of life going, but my my dream job right now is being dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I love the most.
I can tell through your messages you were like, my son's got practice this time and stuff, and I really respect that. And is it like,
sure.
Are you glad you kind of like waited until you were kind of done with your career to have so you could have this time?
Absolutely. I get to go to everything, man. Little stuff at school, like ice cream socials and stuff like that. I get to go to, you know what I mean? I get to take them to their friends' birthday parties and stuff. So it's cool, man. It's a cool job.
Yeah, a nice follow up to a pro career, right?
Absolutely.
Are you going to be the dad that's like going crazy, screaming at their games when they play ball?
No, you ain't helicopter. Just say no.
Oh man, I'm Marv. Yeah, I don't know, man. Not so much screaming the whole game and all that, but like when big plays happen, I for sure get up and get going. Yeah.
I tell you right now, you got to be like DeAndre Swift's dad. You see that dude? DeAndre Swift, the Eagles running back.
Oh yeah, and at the I didn't really see it. I seen clips of it.
Yeah, his dad is like, he looks like he can play outside linebacker.
Super yo.
It's got to be you when your kids are playing. Are they gonna play football?
I don't know, man. If I got a son and if that's what he wants to do, my daughter obviously, but now I can't even say that because they got the women's flag leagues too. So
black football scholarships and all kind of stuff going on, man.
Yeah. So yeah, for sure. So we're gonna see, man. Whatever they want to do, I'm in.
Yeah,
that's the reason I'm outside doing this interview too, because they in the house running around crazy. So I'm like, let me go outside. So it's a little more quiet.
Probably a good idea. Idea.
Yeah, well, I know Trey's boy. He said his friend runs a professional women's football league, right? Trey?
Yeah, up in Detroit, they got like 4. I think they got maybe 4 to 6 teams, but they got 2 up in Detroit, a couple in Tennessee. Because I'm speaking about having them come on. One of them, they do tackle though. Their helmets.
Oh, wow.
There's women.
Oh wow.
I saw
it's a full pad league.
They full pad.
I don't know about that.
I remember they used to have the LFL or something like that.
The lingerie football league.
The lingerie football league.
It started off as the lingerie football league, but they changed it to like the Legends football league or something like that.
Yeah.
But them girls used to get at it, man.
Oh yeah.
And they used to be out there with like a hockey mask on, not even like a helmet.
Yeah.
I think that was like the prequel to pro wrestling. It's like, do this. Let's see if you can be in wrestling. You aggressive enough? Yes, come wrestle.
Yeah.
As the resident pro wrestling fan, I can tell you, I think there was at least a couple WWE signed out of the football league.
So we'll throw it over to Grandpa Jay and have him do it.
You see how they disrespecting me, Ty? They call me Grandpa just because I got some hairs on them, man.
Oh, man. That's
on the edges. All right, guys, you know how it is around here.
Now, so they're doing you dirty.
We reach our favorite time of the show, Stump the Squad. That's when we try and make each other well, what we really do is pretend we don't know everything in sports just to make you guys feel great about yourselves. But we try and stump each other. You get +2 if you get it right, -2 if you get it wrong. Person who has the most points at the end wins for the week. We're going for that coveted prize when we get to show 100. Yours truly is on top right now by I don't know how many wins because I've lost count. But the boys are trying to catch up here. So this week, I'm going to kick it down to John down there in the corner because I think he has something he might stump us with. John, what you got?
Yes, sir. So I have a football question, of course. The New England Patriots were almost named what team?
Mm-hmm.
They were always going to be New England.
Right.
Bay State Patriots, Boston Patriots, Massachusetts Patriots.
We'll go Boston.
I'm gonna go with Boston too.
What was the one after? It was Bay State and what? What was the other one?
Massachusetts.
I'll go with Bay State.
Yeah.
Bay State just seems the most oddballish, so it kind of make you want to go.
Yeah, it makes you want to go with it. I'm just gonna go with my gut. I'll go with Boston.
Alrighty, so I have successfully stumped everyone except Jamie. It is with Bay State Patriots. Which is weird, right? Because they're on the ocean. So I don't understand that at all. So
Bay State, I think Oakland.
Right, exactly. I'm like, there's always Bay State. It's not
or Tampa Bay. I was like,
when I think of the Bay, I think about getting hyphy.
Yeah.
All right, Trey, go ahead.
Okay, so speaking of Oakland, Tyvon was drafted in 2008 but something happened the year before. 2007, the Raiders traded away Randy Moss, and all they received was a 4th-round pick. Who was the player that they selected with that 4th-round pick that year?
I know
got last. I feel like you're gonna know the answer.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was either John Bowie, Quinn Moses, Jay Richardson, or Mario Henderson.
Quentin.
Jamie's going Quentin.
One more time.
So I got John Bowie, Quinn Moses, Jay Richardson, or Mario Henderson.
Mario Henderson.
The first one.
Okay, so you're going John, and then who do you got, Tyvon?
It's John.
Damn it.
Yeah, so
we don't even need an
Next shot.
Tyvon, who is it?
The same draft, so I was trying to throw a loop because they all were drafted by the Raiders that year. But I'm like, I wonder if you remember what order everybody got drafted in because they were. So yeah, Mike and Tyvon, you are correct today.
Dang, I misunderstood the assignment on this.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be a fact. It's supposed to be a fact based. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. So I'm gonna throw it to. Let's throw it to Mike. See what he got today.
Okay. I too, oddly enough, have a football question. How many current members of an NFL active roster or practice squad, so active roster or practice squad, went to UCONN?
Oh, wow.
Is
So
it
are
2?
active?
Yeah, active roster or practice squad, but currently. Is it 2, 4, 6, or 8?
4.
I'm gonna say 6.
2.
It says 6.
I'm going 4.
Give me 2.
Trace says 4. Well, I have successfully stumped everyone except our resident UConn expert, Tyvon Branch.
Oh.
It is 6.
Nice.
One of which plays for the Giants, Matt Pert.
Nice.
All right, so the score is Tyvon with 2, Trey with -4, Mike with 0, Jamie with -2, me with -4. So we got Jamie up next.
All right, so this is in no way just can keep it football right here. But Ty, I'm making this easy on you this time. We're not putting this on Ty's memory to try and recollect there. So since it was such a wonderful weekend of football for Colorado fans, the Broncos, of course, gave up the most points through the first 3 games of the NFL season. Can you guys tell me who was the previous team to give up the most points through the first 3 games of the NFL season? Was it the 1981 Baltimore Colts, the 1988 Lions, the 2008 Lions, or the 2023 New York Football Giants?
Oh my God, that sounds good because the Giants just gave up a bunch of points.
So we got the 81 Colts, the 88 Lions, the 2008 Lions, or the 2023 G-Men.
Through how many games you said?
The first 3.
2-3. I'm gonna go with 81 Colts.
I feel like it's the Lions because like the Lions in the 80s were like terrible and they were bad in 08. I'm gonna say 08 Lions.
I feel like this is either the right answer or he's just trolling me. So I'm going to go with, you said the 88 Lions?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the 88 Lions.
Because I think I'm going to go with the 88 Lions too because they was pretty bad back then.
Okay, now I feel a little more confident with my answer because Tyvon has been right.
Because Tyvon just has confirmed every right answer on this show today. It's the 1988 Lions.
Yeah.
And how
the Giants gave up a lot of points this season. I was almost on board.
The Giants are very close. If
I know through like the first
70, the Giants.
I know through like the first 6 quarters they gave up like the most points. It was like 66 or something crazy.
Yep.
Well, Tyvon is our winner at 4.
There you
4
go.
points. So put you on the big screen again. Bring down those dance moves.
We're still working on the dance moves.
Now, Tyvon,
I feel bad. Y'all got to bring me back on the show so I can come back with some better.
All right.
Yeah,
We'll
we'd
have
love
you
to have
back.
you back, man.
Welcome
We'd love to
in.
have you back.
Now, we usually give every guest a rant of the week, and basically it's a minute, whatever you want to do, just to shout out anything you're doing in the community, whatever you want to shout out.
I'm going to shout out a lot of people in Syracuse right now, man. Shout out to my boy Sharky. I love Mo, the Mo Gallery. He's doing well. Shout out to my boy D-Butt. He's killing it on the Pat McAfee show and the NFL matchup on ESPN. Shout out to my brother Sean Maggs. He's behind the camera now. He's shooting some great stuff. Eric Devendorf, Mike Poirier. Shout out to my boy Latavius Murray up there in Buffalo. Man, shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody that's doing well in Syracuse and trying to make a change in the community, man. We need everybody right now. It's tough up there. I wish I can get back out there more, but it is what it is, man. I love y'all. 315, stand up, baby.
Sir.
For the hometown.
Go Orange.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
Tyvon, thanks for joining us today. Good luck at the practice, and we'll definitely have you back on here soon, maybe towards the end of the football season.
Yes, sir. Hit me up.
Alrighty. If we're ever in Cuse together, I'll hit you up.
All right, that's a bet.